brings to the table as well.
Can I add something there as well? Is that okay? So Vancouver is one of the most diverse cities on the planet. I can't, like, the South Asian and Chinese community alone accounts for almost half the population as well. We are also a city of reconciliation with First Nations, and so we're leading the charge there. And so I think the world's going to be blown away by what they see in Vancouver and what is possible. And when you lead from a place of love, kindness, and empathy, amazing things happen.
Hi, here, sorry. My name is Dipti, and I'm the founder of a company called Baller Mom. And my question is to all of you guys regards to the younger generation walking across the floor with a lot of different perspectives and different mindsets of different individuals who are really geared towards the tech industry. Will that be something that we could expect when we get to Vancouver? What is it like there for the young entrepreneurs, whether it be in education or tech or whatever the industry is, that maybe might share what's in Toronto, but we can also see it expand more, so we can see as a Canada-wide that the youth are really well entertained and very well engaged with technology, and not just being a consumer, but also the producers and creators of it.
Okay, I'll start. When it comes to the youth, I mean, I think you heard in my kind of opening remarks. I saw the amazing kind of innovation that's in the younger generation. But the thing is, when you're younger, though, you have all the great ideas, but you need the support. And that's one of the things that, in addition to what I think Patty and his team has created with Collision, what we want to do at the same time is look at all the different programs, what the city through the mayor and their team are trying to provide. But at the same time, as BC, I can assure you, so the BC's priorities, and when it comes to some their priorities on their investments, is aligned with ours as well. And tech is there, but the thing is that we have programs also at different levels of government that's actually designed to take somebody who's younger and help them actually not only create a business, like through Pacific Camp, we actually have programs that are strictly for supporting the youth, supporting women, supporting ethnic groups as well, to making sure that we actually are able to expand for everybody. So that is, I would say, it's an opportunity lost for us if we don't take advantage of the younger generation. And what I would say is, as we kind of learn all the technology side, we want to make sure that they also understand that there are government programs that can help them succeed as well.
I really love this question, so I just want to add my voice to it if I could. I'll share with you from the perspective of British Columbia, there are three things in particular that are really appealing to us in regards to attracting this incredible opportunity. The first one is really shining a spotlight on the incredible tech companies that we have in British Columbia. We, in my opinion, outperform a little bit in terms of the size of place that we are, in terms of creating quality companies that are doing extraordinary things. We don't attract the level of funding that type of company might attract in a different market. So it's about that spotlight, getting the exposure and helping getting Vancouver out. So exposure, investment. But the third thing is really to help young people see that they can have a future in the tech sector in British Columbia. And I'll just share with you that I grew up in a small mill town. My dad worked in logging. I was the kid that was always gazing at the stars and dressing up as Princess Leia. It took me till I was 35 years old to find my way into tech. I want people to find their way more quickly. This is an incredible place to grow a career for the creative people that we all know, and for young people that are up and coming in British Columbia and across Canada. We want to be able to communicate to them that they can have extraordinary careers and do really meaningful work within our tech sector, regardless of what background you come from. So that's a really important part of what we're hoping to get out of having the conference in British Columbia.
Thank you. We have time for one final question.
First of all, thank you all being present here. I'm a new immigrant in Canada, came in 2022, and this is my first collision. So I could not get a better welcome than this. My question is little from the tech background. When could we see Vancouver as the next Seattle? Because I still see a lot of brain drain happening from Canada to the US, and Trust me, I've been working in AI from last 10, 12 years, and I have not seen a better talent what we have in Canada, but we still see a lot of demand issues, and that's why our people has to cross the border and work in all the Mang and Fang companies across there. So could we see Web Summit as a stepping stone where we see Amazon, Microsoft, Google and all FANG companies coming back to Canada, and then we have a big brain drain problem get solved? That's my first question. I'll add second questions. I know that, I'm so sorry about that. I have a next questions to Mr. Harjeet. We all are talking about AI, and you have been a defense minister. Canada has always taken a lead toward a responsible environment. Do we take a lead next time into the responsible AI also? Because we are taking a lead on AI, but very less people talks about responsible AI. So that's my two questions, and thank you all for being present.
I'll take the first swing at the brain drain question. It's long been a story in Canada that many of our top scientists and technologists will be scooped up into other places, and we're really focused on reversing that. We're seeing a lot of that happen, for example, in our biotech sector right now. We're actually seeing people that have worked outside of the sector come back into British Columbia because of the growth that we're seeing. We want to see that in all aspects of technology, reversing that brain drain. And some of that is happening, more of that will happen. That's part of the goal of really growing out the sector. So we're reversing it.
If you don't mind, I'm going to answer the other question as well. It's somewhat, I would say that that was the case of a while ago. And I think there's now a back and forth. And the reason I say this is, one is you have the Microsoft actually in Vancouver. You have the Amazons, you have the different companies, and the list kind of goes on. And you also have a great collaboration. And we're for Vancouver, it's Seattle. And the reason I know that, my sister actually was part of that brain drain, and my brother-in-law, who started 3 tech AI companies, and now they live in Seattle. But they never forgot about Vancouver. And so when I got into politics, I asked some of the companies, why are you setting up shop here? And the key thing that they said is, one is it allows immigration policies. It allows people to move talent back and forth. That's very important. But the other one was of the talent that we're also creating in the universities. One thing I can tell you right now, whether it's the Pacific End or even other departments or working with the BC government, we're investing in the universities to create kind of innovation hubs. Not all companies can afford R&D, right? So what we were trying to do is look at all those gaps and try to put the investment in different spots. So different universities actually have now different innovation hubs. So you may not be able to afford the R&D side, but you can actually utilize it at the different universities. Even Accelerate is actually utilizing that. And AI, getting to that question, is something that I've been interested in, working in for a very long time. Before we had the algorithms, but we also know at that time you need the right data. And when we're looking at the data side, we were looking at it from a security perspective. So before AI really took off, I would say in Canada, we started looking at the risks of AI, where data is actually stored. And if you recall, and I'm going to elaborate a little bit here, I think companies at that time were being offered to set up shop in different countries. Yes, they were able to set up, but at the same time, the security risk of where the data potentially may go. Those are some of the things that we're looking at very early. But also when it comes to AI, it is, and when I say this, I don't want to take away from AI and the just amazing potential that the AI can actually offer all of us across the globe. But we have to be mindful, as somebody told me, we have strict rules when it comes to nuclear weapons, but when it comes to AI, we don't. So we started very early on, started looking at from the military side, from a security perspective. But right now, Canada's also leading this a much wider discussion on the rules and regulations that rules-based order nations should have when it comes to this, so that there are rules in place. Because it can be, let's put it this way, all the effort that all of you are putting into this, last thing you want is have some massive disruption that will jeopardize all of this. And what we want to do is use it for good. You guys probably know far more than I do when it comes to some of those ring fencing, some of the regulations that may potentially might be needed. But all of you are going to have to contribute to this. Governments can't do it alone, so we're going to have to work together to find out what is the best way to move forward.
Sorry, can I just add a